Good evening, volleyball fans, and welcome to Spring Lake Park High School, where tonight the hometown Panthers welcome in the Centennial Cougars for high school volleyball on North Metro TV. John Haddon, so glad to be with you this evening, as is our entire North Metro TV crew, for a matchup we see every year. And for the Cougars, they're looking to continue their dominance in this matchup and this season. They're a 16-4 squad entering today, and they're riding a 6-match winning streak into tonight's action, looking to make it lucky number 7. Now, for Centennial, relying on one player for a lot of their action throughout the course of the season. We saw it just last week when Sydney Peterson put up 22 kills in their win against Blaine in the rivalry matchup. She now has 355 kills on the season. Surprised, though, she will not be in the starting lineup. She is expected to play, and if she's playing, she'll be a major factor. That's why we're focusing on her offensively for the Centennial Cougars. On the other side, the player trying to slow her down is libero Olivia Albers. Albers, who functions kind of like the mainstay veteran on the floor, even though she is not a senior for this team. She's been with the varsity squad for 3 years and is by all means a leader for the team. She's looking to lead them tonight on a season that has been tough for the Panthers. They're searching for just their 4th win of the season. Panthers and Cougars coming up right around the corner. We'll set the starting lineups and then get to the start of this evening's match. It's all coming up on North Metro TV.
North Metro TV News is your source for local stories. Highlighting the issues in your community, we bring you the news that's closer to home. Join us as we explore the stories all around us, every day at 2:30, 6:30, and 10:30.
We in Spring Lake Park believe in building a strong and safe community. Our city moves onward and upward while holding on to our traditions and roots. We maintain a small town feel even though we are nestled next to the big city. We believe in being good neighbors and building community with safe neighborhoods. And we believe in citizenry and promote being active both physically and socially. We in Spring Lake Park love to play and believe in having an abundance of parks, playgrounds, and green space so that everyone can take a moment to enjoy the natural beauty that surrounds us. We believe in educating our children well, so we use the most advanced tools of learning to ensure continued success and bright futures. We promote athletics to keep our children fit and healthy and build a sense of teamwork. We in Spring Lake Park believe in providing a good, stable home for industry and small business to thrive. We have a large variety of successful businesses that have found continued success and benefit from excellent visibility off Highway 65. And a large customer base, as we are located only 15 minutes outside of downtown Minneapolis. Come visit us in Spring Lake Park, and you will see why we believe our city is one of a kind.
Back inside Spring Lake Park High School, the two teams getting set for the start. They're checking the lineups right now. Let's look at those as well as the 16-4 Cougars match up with the 3-12 Panthers here on North Metro TV. for the Centennial Cougars, who are 6-1 in the Northwest Suburban this season. I mentioned a change in the starting lineup, and so we'll see Taylor Hollerback tonight as a starter at outside hitter instead of Sydney Peterson. The rest of the lineup pretty similar to what we saw the other night, and of course Mackenzie McDonald will check in right away. On the other side for the Panthers, Albers will be checking in right away. She's the libero coming off the bench, but then you've got Christensen, Jeanette, Mortensen, Goody, and Riley. Centennial beginning on the serve. Here's Sendel on, and Albers receives. Ball set to the outside. Spike and kill from there, and a nice start for Spring Lake Park as they take the first point, courtesy of Raynell Riley. Raynell not among the tops on the team in kills, so really solid start to get points from there. Centennial on the receive, a little rough, but McDonald gives it over free. Albers to the front, set to the middle, spiked by Courtney Goody. That one picked up by the Cougars, but they can't send it back, and it's a 2-0 start for Spring Lake Park. So the Panthers are coming off a 1-3 weekend of the Hopkins Invite, their only win against Minneapolis South. Deep ball here taken by McDonald, set to the front, outside touch, and that one dug out, popped up, and given free by the Panthers. McDonald to the front, Klarner sets the outside, spike blocked back and down to the floor. Panthers with a 3-0 lead. Spring Lake Park looking to keep it going at the service line. Here's Brooke Christensen. Centennial gives it over, not too tough. Albers receives, now given to the outside. Spike popped up into the air off the block. Klarner sets the outside for Jones. That one played off the block and pushed right back over. Klarner with a dump attempt. It caught the Panthers off guard, and there's the first point for Centennial. So the Cougars scratch the scoreboard on the fourth point of the night, now looking to pull a little tighter. Here's Natalie Jones, the junior outside hitter. 23 aces to her credit this season. Make it 24. That one right over the tape. And then it bit down hard into the hardwood. 3-2 our score. Jones again. Albers receives. Set by Mortensen to the outside. Spike towards the back corner. McDonald digs. Free ball given over by Sendel. Albers. Mortensen. Spike from the right side. Dug out by Sendel. Klarner sets up the outside. Hollerback puts it over. Now a dump attempt. McDonald gets there. Klarner sets the middle. Spike blocked back on the solo attempt. Courtney Goody shuts down that attack. Now dig out of the back row. Albers has to bump set to the front. The spike blocked back. Popped in the air. Panthers keep it going. Here a hard spike off the arm of Kayla Hoiby. Touched over. Wild ball. Just getting a hand on it was Riley, but that sent it away from the rest of the defense. And Centennial, after falling in a 3-0 hole, has tied this first setup at 3 apiece. Jones continuing to serve. Looking for her fourth point behind the line. She'll get it on an ace. Second ace we've seen here today from Jones. This is a Centennial team that had 9 aces in their win last week against Blaine that we saw here on North Metro TV. Cougars working with their first lead as Jones serves it up. Ball played to the right side, and the spike from there into the net on the attempt by Riley. More from Jones. Deep, popped in the air by Christensen. The sophomore's pass went awry. No one else could get to it, and it's a 5-3 Cougars. Looking for their 6th consecutive point. Jones on the serve as you get a look at Joy Johnston in her 5th year with the program. Here, ball played down to the floor by Taylor Hollerback. 6-3 Cougars. You see Jackie Rabine-Manthe calling out the spot of the serve for Jones. Panthers bump it over. Klarner sets the outside. Hollerback shot blocked but out of bounds. Getting in front of it was Riley, but couldn't keep it inbounds, and with that, it is an 8-3 lead for Centennial. They've scored 8 consecutive. This one, a lead ace. 3rd ace during a 9-point run for Natalie Jones at the service line. Jones again, deep. Albers on the second touch, and then it's back to Christensen, who gives it over free. McDonald digs. Klarner back set to the right side. Spike off the blockers. Christensen digs it out. Set up by Mortensen to the outside. Spike down the line. That's good for a kill. Kayla Hoiby, team leader in kills this season, picks up one there to get the serve back to the Panthers side. Another look at this set. Works it down the line. Off the Albers serve, Centennial double touch called. So a little trouble on the set there for the Cougars, and the Panthers pick up a free point there. And they watch the infraction. Panthers ready with Olivia Albers serving. McDonald receives. Klarner back set to the right side, spiked over by Kroll. Now given to the right side for the Panthers. Good spike by Riley, but the Cougars recover. Christensen pops it up. Set up by Mortensen. Spike into the net that time by Hoiby. Centennial, the first team to double digits. They lead 10-5. Cougars coming off that win we saw against Blaine. It was a 3-1 victory. Here the serve floated over. Albers receives. Back set Mortensen. Riley spike looking to go cross court. And she clears the sideline out of bounds on that attack. 11-5. Centennial in front. So back to serve again is Ashley Crowell, the junior. Stands 5'10" and is second on the team in kills this season. Albers receives the Crowell serve. Mortensen sets up. This spike blocked back. Hoiby had a little bit of net, but it did catch the blockers as well, and the blockers sent it back to the Spring Lake Park side. And again, the Cougars, we have not seen Sydney Peterson, so she did not start, and she has not checked in early, although the coaching staff did say they expect her to play. Ball given to the middle, right side attack. Albers with a nice dig. That one popped up high in the air. Nice for the first pass, but the set a little offline as Mortensen and Hoiby couldn't connect that time. 13-5. Serve deep. Christensen has some trouble with it. Albers recovers, and Christensen gives it over free. Set to the outside. Good spike that time by Hollerback. And the Panthers unable to give it back free. So Hoiby we've seen with a couple of nice kills on the outside. And then there's been a ball or two that she misjudged and was unable to keep it in, clear the net, whatever it might be. It's gone as a point for the opposition. 14-5, the score in favor of Centennial. And get a look there at the Panthers chatting. Cougars on the other side right now. I mentioned their 6-1 record in the Northwest Suburban. That puts them third in the conference. Osseo has the most wins. They're 7-1. Champlain Park hasn't been beaten. They are 6-0. So the Cougars, as you look at the standings, just ahead of Blaine, who has a 5-3 record. But you look at the overall records of those top three, there's a big separation when you have just 4, 5, or 6 wins, and then most of the other teams have double-digit, or 4, 5, or 6 losses, I should say, and the rest of the conference has double-digit losses. Ashley Crowell ready. And again, taking some instruction. Great job by our camera crew today to get the instruction, but not to show what it was. We're not trying to give anything away here. Cross-court kill attempt by the Panthers offline, and that makes it a double-digit lead for Centennial, largest lead of the match. Crowell's jump serve. Christensen, Albers. Christensen puts it over. Crowell digs. Now some trouble, and it's tapped over by Boyning. Here, Spike looking to go back, and just a little too strong that time from Hoiby. The set not exactly where she was expecting it. Got a clean shot away, but it did carry too far, and it's 16-5 in favor of Centennial. Nice received by Christensen that time to keep the play going. Joust at the net, initially won by Centennial, popped back over to the Cougars' side. Now a spike from the middle, that one into the blockers. Boyning rejected by the front row. Emily Goody leading the charge that time. Get another look. Goody was there. Hoiby was by her side, but that was Goody's work. And that got Spring Lake Park their 6th point. Now down 10 again, received by McDonald. Klarner with the set, but gets called for the double touch. So that's 2 times now that has happened to Klarner and the Cougars. The point to the Panthers. 16-7 our score. McDonald receives. Klarner sets it to Hollerback. Her spike did touch the blockers, so the Panthers have to get after it. Now they just give it over free. Bump, Klarner, dump attempt, given right back by Emily Goody. Now a spike past the block, down for a kill. Cougars come through with that point to make it 17-7. So here's Jaden Klarner. The junior serve picked up by Christensen. They've gone after Christensen just about every time. Here's a spike just a bit too strong. Goes out towards that back corner. It was a wide shot. 18-7. The score here in favor of Centennial. More from Klarner. Spike just past the back line. A little hesitation from the man in the corner, but he raises the flag, and it's 18-8 now. Panthers serving. Sarah Jeanette, good strong serve. Cougars give it back with a spike from Kaylee Sendel. Dig by Albers. Now it's set up by Mortensen to the outside. The spike too strong. Off the hand of Kayla Hoiby. Substitution coming for Centennial. Checking in is Catherine Marshall. 5'10 junior will move into the middle. Albers receives. Mortensen sets. Spike. Ooh, McDonald nearly had a beauty of a dig, but no one could pick it up afterwards after the hard spike by Kayla Hoiby. 19-9, our score. Let's see, Panthers also brought out Elia Gordon onto the floor, so the senior getting some time, and now ready to serve is Alyssa Osborne, also a senior. McDonald receives. Back set to the right side. Gordon, nice dig to start right after coming on. Lily Morrell put a spike that got partially blocked. The freshman sees her team keep it alive and give it over free. Back set by Klarner, and then the spike and kill from the right side by Kaylee Sendel. 20-9 the lead for the Cougars. Mackenzie McDonald set to serve. Team leader in aces this season, and she picks up another. 21-9, so she gets their 21st point. Easiest way to get to 21 is an ace. Any blackjack player will tell you that. Ready again, McDonald. The receive carries over the net and out of bounds. Ace again, and it's 22-9. McDonald. Albers receives. Late run in there for Mortensen, and then it's touched over. Popped up by Jones, given to the middle. Spike, that one played off the crowd, hit right back over to the Cougars. Set it up right side. Spike over that time by Sendel. Sendel now trying to dig. Panthers quick on the attack, push it over, and Centennial not set, cannot return it. 22-10 now our score. Still in favor of the Cougars. Get another look at it. It's a little touch play over the blockers. Well done by Courtney Goody. Goody and Goody, the two sophomore middles for this Panthers team. Klarner sets the front right next to her, kind of left middle. And Ashley Crowell with a punishing spike to make it 23-10. Albers receives, given to the right side. Spike, that one dances along the tape and falls to the floor for a Lily Morrell kill. 23-11. Panthers trying to stay alive late. Ball tossed into Brooke Christensen, the sophomore, ready to serve. Another look at that one. Hit the tape, put it away from the blockers, but still found the floor inside the lines. So does this spike, a big kill from the outside by Ashley Kraut. 24-11, that makes this set point for the Centennial Cougars. Natalie Jones, she got the offense rolling with her work behind the service line. Can she finish it off? Here, she gets down for a dig. Klarner has to climb over a teammate to get to the set. Panthers looking to give it back. Spike and kill down the middle. It's Courtney Goody. 24-12 after the point for Spring Lake Park. A good quick attack there by Goody. Got it between the blockers before they were able to get set. And an ace. So it's still set point, but that's back-to-back scores for the Panthers. Olivia Albers, her team's leader in aces, looking to keep it going. The lefty sends it over. Klarner with a good back set, but the spike was too long. And the attack error makes it 24-14. Looking to cut the lead to single digits. Here's Albers on the serve. Played out of the back row by Sendel. Given towards the front. Hollerbach had her shot rejected. Now on the dig is Mortensen. Set to the outside, too strong. And 25-14 is the final score in set number one. The Cougars jump out to a 1-0 lead. We'll see what the Panthers can answer back with in set two when we return momentarily. You're watching high school volleyball on North Metro TV.
Pecorino, Campidoglio, vino rosso, vino bianco, cappuccino, rigoletto, cannelletto, saccomano. Vaporetto, Portofino, Leonardo, Amaretto, Marco Polo, Parmigiano, Caravaggio, Arlecchino. Allegretto ma non troppo, piano piano, Bardolino. Viva, 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 viva l'Italia, viva l'Italia, viva, 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 viva l'Italia che mi va.
Hi, I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in! Help yourself to anything.
That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit savethefood.com.
Centennial working through the stats after the first set, a set that they controlled just about throughout. Spring Lake Park, a little spark to begin as they scored the first 3 points of tonight's match. Centennial, though, rattled off 8, make that 9 consecutive points after that. And they really controlled the match throughout, building their lead to double digits and going on to win by such a number. Again, they did it all without their number one attacker this season, Sydney Peterson, who had over 350 kills entering today's action. Don't believe The Cougars are going to make the same move here in the second set. As you can see, number 13 right there. Peterson will start in the second set. We'll see how much that changes the action here as the Panthers return to the floor as well. All right, libero's on the floor. Means we're ready to go. All right, let's get these high fives done. All right, now the ball comes in. First service, Maya Mortensen. Setter for the Panthers. Ready, and the sophomore serve. Strong and deep, played up by Peterson. McDonald gives it to Jones. Her spike blocked back. Peterson, Klarner, spike from the middle, popped into the air. That'll be 4 touches to get it over for the Panthers. First point in this second set goes to Centennial. Now, while the Cougars have been rattling off 6 straight wins, we mentioned that Spring Lake Park went 1-3 over the weekend. They were at the Hopkins Invite on Saturday. Prior to that, they lost against Robbinsdale Armstrong 3-1. Ball given to the middle. Popped up by the setter. Then Albers gives it to the outside. Christensen with the spike over. Good rally going here. That one popped up off the shoulder. Then Albers plays it, and Christensen gives it over free. Little tap over the blockers, and then it's punched deep into the corner. What a kill for Courtney Goody. Just how they drew it up, right? She had her back to the net, and she just punches backwards. Yep. Textbook. 1-1 our score. But prior to the loss against Robbinsdale Armstrong for this Panther team, as Christensen serves, they picked up a 3-2 win at Matamidi. Big victory for a team that has struggled to collect wins this season. Here's spike through the block, and Raynell Riley makes it a 2-1 Spring Lake Park lead. So the Panthers with their first advantage here in the second set. She got them their first advantage in the first set as well, if you remember. Got that spike to start things up. Centennial, a little trouble on the receive, but they're able to give it free. Albers, Mortensen, set the back row for Christensen. Jones able to dig it out, then flying over Klarner pops it up. It's spiked over hard. Albers gets over to Mortensen. Spike from the outside by Hoiby. Picked up. Now a deep shot from the Cougars. Did anyone touch it on the block? No. That is a Panther point, and they lead 3-1 over Centennial. So strong starts for the Panthers in each of the first 2 sets. Can they maintain it better here in the second? Serve received by Sendel. Given up to the front. Jones' shot. Blocked back. Goody and Hoiby. That time it's Courtney up front, partnering with Kayla Hoiby to make it a 4-1 Spring Lake Park lead. Brooke Christensen on the serve. Peterson receives. Now a dump attempt. Albers picks it up. Mortensen to the outside. Touched around the block. Given up to the front. Deep push. Christensen digs. Set the middle. This spike didn't touch anyone up front, just sails deep. I thought it might have gotten a fingertip from the blocker. Instead, it's the Cougars who get the point, and they pull within 2. Centennial ready again. Here's Natalie Jones on the serve. Had the big 9-point run during the first set. Well, 8 while she was serving after they got the side out. Here's Peterson on the attack. That spike long and out of bounds. Really the first attack we've seen from Peterson in this entire match since she set out the first set. And she sails it, so it's a 5-2 Spring Lake Park lead. Olivia Albers. Jump serve, let ace. 6-2 the lead for Spring Lake Park. So the win from Matamidi was a big one in Coach Joy Johnston's mind. Here, up at the net. Oh, goody. It's Emily this time. 7-2 in favor of Spring Lake Park. And so the Matamidi win was the kind of win that Coach Johnston didn't think her team would have been able to get early in the season. So they're getting better day by day. They're looking to get 1% better. They want to be part of the 1%. Who doesn't? Here a spike from the outside. It's not just day to day, it might be set to set because they're looking a whole lot better in this second set than they did in the first set. It's an 8-2 lead for Spring Lake Park, and can the Panthers keep it going with Olivia Albers getting set behind the service line once again. Jump serve, Sendel digs, now it's set to the right side, and the spike by Crowell picked up by the Panthers. Big hit this time into the net though for Kayla Hoiby, and the serve goes over to the Cougars. It's an 8-3 Panther lead. So a 6-point advantage at 1 point for the Panthers. That's their largest lead of the match. Cougars looking to go on a run. It's not going to work there. Serve into the net makes it 9-3 here in the second. So Cougars managed to get a convincing win in set number 1. You would think with their top attacker returning to the floor, and she does more than just spike. I mean, well-rounded numbers for Sydney Peterson as this served by Elia Gordon. Now she's able to dig, but it goes sideways, and no one else is there to pick it up. With that, Centennial makes it a 9-4 game. 4 serving 9, that is Jaden Klarner on the jump serve. Christensen has trouble with the receive, and it's 9-5. Albers backing up. Mortensen sets it up, and the big spike by Hoiby dug out. Second touch, they try to go with a spike from Peterson. That doesn't work, it's into the net. First team to double digits here in the second set is Spring Lake Park. They lead 10-5. So a year ago, this meeting between these two teams, won by Centennial. It was a home victory against Spring Lake Park, 3-1. So it was in 4 sets. Ace here for the Panthers as Sarah Jeanette comes onto the floor, and the senior outside hitter makes it 11-5 with just that swing. Jeanette ready again. Low line drive towards the sideline, picked up by Sendel, given to the right side. This spike, back row dig by Jeanette. Popped up by Mortensen and given over free by Morrell. On the other side, Klarner backs that to the right side, spiked by Sendel, picked up by the Panthers. They'll move it to the front, and it's touched over. Do we have a double? Yeah, 2 touches called against Maya Mortensen. We'd seen Centennial called for that twice in the first set. This is the first time the Panthers have been charged with that infraction. 11-6, Centennial within 5. Here's Peterson on the serve. Albers picks it up. Mortensen flies in to set it up, and then it's touched over by Morrell. On the other side, spike hard from Sendel. Gives it back to the Panthers. Mortensen, Morrell again. Getting a hand on it, nothing more. Klarner can't give it to a teammate. It just goes back and out of bounds. 12-6. Spring Lake Park doubling up on the Cougars here in the second set. Into serve is Alyssa Osborne. The senior puts it deep right on Peterson, and it eats her up. A baker's dozen for the Panthers after that ace from Alyssa Osborne. Osborne ready again. Floats it deep, too deep this time. 13-7, our score. Mackenzie McDonald back for the serve. Mentioned she was leading the team coming in. 31 aces, just 1 ahead of Jaden Klarner. McDonald floating it up. Jeanette towards the front. Her pass a little long. This one stabbed at back and forth. The Panthers lucky to still be going. Now it's on their side. They'll move it towards the front, given over free, wide. That's rough on a free ball to not be able to keep it in bounds. But that whole play looked off kilter for both teams, but especially Spring Lake Park, I'd say. 8 serving 13. Panthers miss hit on that one, and it's a 4-point difference between these two in the second set. During our pregame, as McDonald serves, I mentioned in the pregame that Centennial has dominated this series long term, but it hasn't really been that long since Spring Lake Park's last win. As they get another point, it's 14-9 Attack error into the net that time by Jones. It was just 2 years ago in 2017, Spring Lake Park won on this very floor 3-1 over the Centennial Cougars. Maya Mortensen. Peterson down on the receive. Now Jones spikes it over. Jeanette received initially after the dig. Cougars give it back over free. Albers, Mortensen, back set right side, spike, and McDonald digs out the Riley try. And we've got a double touch call. Third time against the Cougars tonight. Now, we saw Jaden Klarner, who has over 600 assists on the season, thanks to her action so far tonight. And when we saw her last week, we didn't see any of these calls. But 3 in one night. It's 15-9. That was short-lived. 15-10 after the service error by the by the Panthers. Both these teams in Section 4-3A, so there's a chance they're matching up not too long from now in the postseason. Here's a spike from the right side, and the attack by Morrell goes off the blockers and out of bounds. Point to the Panthers. They lead 16-10. So after tonight, the Panthers have a matchup at Rogers on Saturday, and then their next action is the first round of the Section 4-3A tourney. Cougars spike up off the blocks. Albers, Mortensen to the outside, touched around the block. Panthers have to play it though, as the Cougars kept it alive and got it over on 2 touches. This one given over free. It was outside of the antenna. 16-11. Spring Lake Park's lead trimmed down to 5. 5-2 was the last time that the Cougars were within 3. Here's a spike from the middle. That one out of bounds. Did anyone touch it? No. No one saw a touch. And with that, the Cougars make it a 4-point game at 16-12. Here's Natalie Jones serving it again. Christensen, Mortensen, and the spike by Hoiby Duck. Give it to Peterson. Peterson wide on the attack, and it is 17-12. The Cougars' next action is next week. They'll play Benilde St. Margaret's in a tournament, and then they've got the first round after that. Oh, I think I got my days off. I apologize. Spring Lake Park has their action at Rogers on Thursday. Centennial has their action on Saturday. It's the Benilde St. Margaret's tourney. Here, touch over by Goody. Given back, only one player in the back row. Christensen makes it happen to Mortensen. Spike kill. Kayla Hoiby rising up and puts it to the wood. 18-12. Spring Lake Park forces a Centennial timeout here in the second set. And so that action in the first round of Section 4-3A is slated for the 22nd. And so that's 2 weeks from tonight. We mentioned the upcoming schedule, and you can see what's been going on recently. Really, when you look at the struggles this team had at the beginning of the season, to see that all 3 of their wins have come in very recent action. 26, the first, and then during that tourney, they got a tournament win as well. On the other side, after the loss in mid-September to Champlain Park, the undefeated squad in the Northwest Suburban, it has been nothing but winning for the Centennial Cougars. Panthers on the serve out of the timeout. Albers sends it over easily. The receive by Maddie Peterson as they brought some changes onto the floor. Here a bit of a change, a hard spike right down for the Cougars, getting them a point. Points have been a little fewer and a little far between than the Cougars would like in this second set. Ashley Crowell, the 5'10 junior, ready. Her jump serve. Albers trying to go down for it, and this one sails out of bounds. Ace for Centennial, makes it 18-14. Again, Cougars have pulled within 4 a couple of times. Been a long time since they've been within 3. Ball floated over. Albers. Mortensen sets the outside. Spike, and it's dug out by Ashley Crowell. Sydney Peterson with the touch to get it over. Now it's given free by Emily Goody. Klarner sets Peterson. She beats the block. Little change up there. Goes soft. Rainbows it right over the 2 blockers. And it's 18-15. Cougars within 3. Ashley Crowell. Albers receives. Mortensen sets the middle. Spike, that one off the tape, and then it dances back on the tape after being touched by the Cougars. It falls on their side. A kill for Emily Goody. 19-15 our score in favor of the hometown Panthers, and checking in is Gordon. 19 serving 15. The receive by Sendel. Now it's spiked over hard. Little trouble on the passing, and the Panthers give up a point there to make it 19-16. It was 4-2 last time these 2 teams were within 2. Centennial serve. Christensen gets down on it. Now she'll play it again after Albers gives it back. Up to the front. Klarner backs that right side. Spike into the block. This one popped up. Christensen gets it on the touch. And Mortensen gives it over free. Klarner set the middle. Spike too strong. This one out of bounds on the middle attack by the Cougars. And it's a 20-16 Panther advantage. Panthers gave up the first point, then scored the next 4. Led by serious margins in this second set as this spike over by Sendel. Now a spike through the block. Strong attack that time by Lily Morrell. 21-16 in favor of Spring Lake Park. Yeah, that one right through the arms of the blocker. Serve goes long while you were gone, and it makes it a 21-17 score. Cougars get the point and the serve to their side. Sydney Peterson setting up. Albers receives. Mortensen sets up Morrell, and her shot too strong, 21-18. Panthers trying to find a way to finish here in the second set. Peterson serve. Received by Morrell, now touched over by the setter. Klarner back sets to the right side, and Sendel gives it back to the Panthers. Mortensen, hard push that time by Morrell. Back up to the front. Klarner sets the back row. Peterson with a spike. It touched the tape and now is lifted up by Gordon. Given to the outside and a spike in the net. Shouldn't say lifted up by Gordon. She wasn't called for an infraction. The point goes to the Cougars because of an attack error by Morrell that time. 21-19. Peterson serve. Back row attack. This one floated deep by Jeanette. Peterson coming on the attack from the back row. This one sailing wide, but able to get to it. The Panthers keep it alive and give it over free. Here a spike from the right side, and it's down to the wood. All that work for the Panthers to cover so much ground, but they're not set by the time the ball comes back their way. And after the Cougars' point, only 1 separates these 2 teams on the scoreboard. It's a 21-20 lead for the Spring Lake Park Panthers, who have now taken a timeout. A 4-0 run for Centennial has pulled them within 1. Joy Johnston chatting with her squad. Again in her 5th year with this program. Trying to do a bit of rebuilding. Last year, a 7-21 record. A couple of years ago, the team had a fair amount of success. Panthers and the Cougars trying to find success this year down the stretch and into the postseason. Last year, they were both knocked off in the section tournament by Stillwater area. It was the second game that the Panthers dropped 3-0 to them. And for the Cougars, same score in the third round. Panthers receive. Here's Goody tapping it over the block. Klarner backs that right side, and that one finds the floor off the soft touch from Kaylee Sendall. We're tied at 22. Excuse me, at 21. I get ahead of ourselves. 21-21. Peterson serving. She's been back there a bit. Set to the middle. This spike, back corner. Great pickup that time by Klarner. And now Klarner will give it over free. Albers, Mortensen, set. And this one touched around the block. Klarner digs it out. And we've got a point. Net contact against the Panthers. Centennial moves into the lead for the first time since it was 1-0 here in the second set. 22-21. Peterson serve. Albers. Mortensen. Give it to Morrell again, and Lilly makes it happen. We're tied at 22. So the Panthers ready on the serve in a nail-biter second set. Osborne serving. Jones gets that to the front. Klarner sets the back. Peterson has to give it over free. Goody gives it up, gets it back. Spike and kill. Courtney Goody. 23-22. The Panthers inch back in front. And a timeout taken by Centennial before another serve will come. As we're in this timeout, great time for me to remind you that you can watch Sports 10 every Monday night. The new episode airs 10 p.m. and then it'll replay throughout the course of the week. Get all the highlights and latest coaching captains. We've got to be through most of those at this point as we're getting into the postseason. Soccer postseason started tonight. We're keeping tabs on it to see where we might head on Thursday. And so, in fact, not only are we keeping tabs on it, but we've got cameras there to get highlights and for a replay later. But we're all set up for the live event here at Spring Lake Park on the game we knew would be on, the regular season matchup between these two teams. Jones receives after a let serve, a spike, and Osborne unable to get to that one cleanly. Off of her arms, we're tied at 23. McDonald back for the serve for the Centennial Cougars. Got to win by 2. McDonald floats it over. Panthers to the outside. Spike. Peterson picks it up. Klarner flies in. Jones on the attack into the net. Panther point. They're looking at set points here in the second. Substitution. Gordon out. Riley in. The setter, Maya Mortensen, serving. Peterson receives. Popped up to Jones. She'll go strong, too strong, and the set goes to the Panthers. We'll play at least 4 here tonight in Spring Lake Park. A 25-23 win for Spring Lake Park. So knotted at 1. We go to the third next when we return here on North Metro TV.
Home fire drills give your family a plan of action. In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So when you drill, show everyone 2 ways out of the house, pick a safe meeting spot, and get there in under 2 minutes. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year. You can even make them fun. So everyone knows the sound and exactly what to do when they hear a smoke alarm. Go to ready.gov/fire drill and learn how to prepare your family for home fires.
You and me, let's sit and chat and drink coffee. Then maybe we could see if we could be. Oh, 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 you and me, let's get together and make believe we'll share our hearts and share our dreams. Now, what do you think about you and me? Maybe we can always be forever you, forever with me. Oh, 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 I bet you're thinking I'm a little too romantic. Oh, but baby, now don't get frantic, 'cause when I love, my loving's gigantic. Oh, and I think that's alright. Let me dream, oh, a girl can dream, and maybe it's not as crazy as it seems. Me loving you, you loving me right back. And now cut me some slack. Oh, 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 oh.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Back at Spring Lake Park, where we're knotted at 1-2 as the Panthers raced out to a big lead in the front part of the second set. Then they fell behind late in the second set before rallying back to get themselves a victory. Good action all around. You saw some life from the Panthers and Lily Morale and Kayla Hoiby outside, right side, getting their attacks going. Other players contributing. Solid work defensively to back it all up, and it led to a Panthers set win. So again, we will play at least 4 here tonight because someone's got to get the 3 victories. The teams getting set for the start of the third. Looks like it's coming up quick. They were doing a little raffle thing in between the second and third set, so they asked for extra time. Looks like they're still going. So that gives me time to remind you that not only do you have Sports Den on Mondays, but we've got our upcoming schedule for the rest of this week, which includes likely soccer coverage, tape delayed on Thursday night, of whoever comes out alive after tonight's action. And then we've got Friday night football. So we are anticipating those Centennial matchups on Thursday, and then we move in to Friday football. Why are we missing the football? Oh, there it is. Football. There's so much football. I saw the youth football and I skipped right over the prep football. Yeah, Sunday we've got the youth football, but Friday night we do have the big matchup between St. Michael Albertville and Centennial. Youth football all day. I think the time got pushed back on that youth football though. Let's double check that before we're done. We wouldn't want to miss the squirts out there. First point, it's a wild one already. Peterson plays it out deep. Albers Now up to the front, spike and kill. And there's Courtney Goody starting it off right for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. So the Panthers have taken the first point in 2 of the 3. Of course, when they took the first point in the first, they didn't end up getting the win. Crowell gets set up on the outside. Her shot into the blockers, and Spring Lake Park able to get it up. They can't hit it back, though. And with that, we are tied at 1 apiece. Jump serve by Taylor Hollerback. Got the start tonight. Klarner sets Peterson. Big dig by Albers. That's the matchup we came to watch. The big hitter against the digger. And in the end, after the big dig, the Panthers come through with a point. It is a 2-1 Spring Lake Park lead. A lot of smiles on that Spring Lake Park side. Well, they have been winning more as of late. They know how big it would be to beat Centennial tonight. They've already taken them down in 1 set. Here's Spike out of bounds. It's 3-1 Spring Lake Park. Big attacks from the Cougars, not paying dividends early here in the third. Albers, deep shot, back on it. Maddie Peterson, the second touch went right over the net. Here's a spike, blocked back. Nicely done up front by the Centennial Cougars. Combining on the block was Klarner and Crowell. Served by Crowell. Now spike through the block. Good attack by Emily Goody. A 4-2 advantage for Spring Lake Park. McDonald has to dive down for that receive. Now the ball pinballs around up top in the rafters. Ends up after a third hit on the Spring Lake Park side. They give it back with strength. Now a back row attack to the Panthers side. Mortensen sets up the outside. Big time kill. Tell you, Hoiby is getting stronger as this match goes on. 5-2 now the score. Just a sophomore. Her and Christensen. And a baptism by fire here and this season with the varsity squad here. Big time dig by Christensen, but the last touch, a double touch. So with that, it's a 5-3 score. Yeah, Albers kind of falling backwards. Ball given over free. Klarner avoids the net. Albers with a miscommunication with Kayla Hoiby. I think that was Albers, but she thought that Hoiby was going to get there. 5-4 our score in favor of Spring Lake Park. Cougars on the serve. Let Christensen. Albers. The spike by Hoiby. Now Klarner sets the middle. Spike by Crowell, picked up by the Panthers. Albers puts it high into the air. Big time hit by Hoiby again. Now a second strong swat, and that one coming from Emily Goody makes it 6-4. Panthers back in front by a pair. Again, Coach Johnson talked to me about growth in the chance that we had to talk before the match tonight, and the growth just within this match has been really fun to watch for her squad. Here's a shot blocked back. Albers up on it. Set to the outside, and this one from Morrell goes into the net. 6-5 our score. Panthers are looking more confident. They looked a little surprised by their own success in the second set. They are looking more confident here in the third. Ace for Sydney Peterson, and we're knotted at 6 apiece. Morrell, just a freshman. Had a little trouble with that last receive. Albers gets this one up. Now it's played to the front. Goody touches it over. Popped up by Sendel. Klarner sets the back row, and Peterson pushes it over. Right back to Peterson. Klarner backs at right side. Spike blocked on the attempt by Sendel. Now Klarner sets up Peterson in the back. Gordon now set to the outside. Big spike from Hoiby. Out of the back row, Peterson digs. This one popped into the air. Point to the Cougars thanks to net contact by Spring Lake Park. So Centennial with its first lead of the third set. It's a 7-6 advantage for the Cougars. Emily Goody sets that one. Now a spike, that one a little long, and it did touch the blockers on the way, though. 8-6 in favor of Centennial. We'll be on just before noon with Sunday's youth football. Yeah, they just announced earlier today that they're going to push the time on Sunday. I'm guessing trying to get more warm weather since the cold front's coming. And Sunday has a high of 42 right now. There might be snow on the ground by then. So we'll be on 11:55 for the noon kickoff Sunday for youth football. Spike by Jones, good for a kill. It's 9-6 Cougars. So yeah, what a busy week. We had sports den last night, volleyball tonight. There's a soccer doubleheader on Thursday, possibly. High school football on Friday, and then we go into the weekend with a Sunday all-day football affair. Here's a spike off the block and down to the floor. Panthers back on the attack. They pull within 2. It's 9-7. Here's Osborne. Here, spike on the right side. And a kill for Kaylee Sendel. So first team to double digits here in the third is the Centennial Cougars. They lead 10-7. Yeah, so we've got the, again, Centennial doubleheader tonight. And then Thursday we're waiting to find out where our cameras might be. Here a spike and Gillis. Peterson couldn't get to that attack from Morrell. 10-8 in favor of the Cougars, but it's the Panthers serving as Maya Mortensen goes back behind the end line. Here a serve into the net by Mortensen. And a 3-point lead once more for the Centennial Cougars. Serve by Sendel. Albers gets it up. Now a spike from the middle, and we've got double touch on the set. So with that, the Cougars pick up the free point, 12-8. Our score. Cougars with their largest lead of this third set. Serve by Sendel. Back set right side. This spike finds the floor. A right side attack for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Lily Morrell making it happen, and 12-9 now our score. So the freshman checks out. Here's Peterson. Klarner sets to the outside, and the touch over, good for points, courtesy of Ashley Crowell. 13-9 in favor of Centennial. Serving is Maddie Peterson, the freshman. Christensen picks it up. Now set to the outside. Spike and kill. Kayla Hoiby. And Hoiby, red hot right now. Really finding her stroke as this match goes on. 10 serving 13. Here's Olivia Albers. Klarner dump attempt. Nice eyes in the back of her head that time. Jaden Klarner makes it 14-10. Spike over by Albers out of the back row. Then Klarner has to give it over free. Albers, Mortensen to the middle, spike into the block, they keep it alive. And this spike too strong for Peterson, it's out of bounds. Emily Goody with the good attack that time, a Goody attack. 14-11. Centennial sees their lead trimmed to 3. Maya Gordon on the serve. Peterson plays it over. Mortensen sets the outside. They keep feeding Hoiby. This time a little bit too much power as she puts it beyond the back line. 15-11. Centennial with the advantage. Christensen receives off the Klarner serve. Now a touch. Klarner gets down on it to pop it up, but then no one else can get to it either. Didn't get a real good dig on it. And with that, Spring Lake Park back within 3, 15-12. So this third set is different than the first two in that we haven't had a really big run for either team. It's been neck and neck the whole way. I don't think anyone's had a lead larger than 4 points yet. Received by Maddie Peterson. It's pushed towards the front. Sendel sends it over. This one dug out by Jeanette. Mortensen sets it up. Morrell with a big-time spike, but it's dug out on the other end. Now a spike with a big dig the other way. Pops right back over to the Cougars. They come on the attack with the soft touch. Mortensen pops it up. Albers bump set. Spike cross court. McDonald digs out the Morrell try. Now Peterson with power goes off the block. Back over to the Panthers side. Mortensen sets the outside, just touched over. Peterson digs. Klarner sets the middle. Spike and kill. Cougars. What a rally that time. It's a 16-12 lead in favor of Centennial as they outlasted the Panthers on that last point. Centennial serving. This ball given to the outside. Able to get there is Peterson. Played to the back corner. Now given to the outside. Spike out of bounds. That looked really close from here. Point to Centennial, 17-12. The Centennial fans were right in front of that, and they didn't make a lot of noise on the last play. Here, dump attempt by the Panthers, popped up by the Cougars. McDonald plays it over and out of bounds, 17-13 after that attack error. So just 4 points behind are the Panthers, and they check in Alyssa Osborne. Osborne at Maddie Peterson, who pops it up. Now spike from the right side. There's a kill courtesy of Kaylee Sendell. 18-13. So a 5-point edge for the Cougars. McDonald gives it over. Morrell receives. Back to Morrell. Into the net that time. Misjudged it. And it's a 19-13 lead. And Spring Lake Park in danger of letting what was a very tight set slip away. Off the serve. Jeanette receives. Now a spike from the middle, and Courtney Goody with the kill. 19-14. It had been a 5-1 run for the Centennial Cougars. Mortensen serving. Maddie Peterson up to the front. Touching it into the air was Klarner, trying to set it up for someone and avoid the net on a rough back row pass. Unable to get that to a teammate, so it's 19-15. Panthers serving, trailing by 4. Sydney Peterson, now Klarner sets it up to the front. The spike by Crowell dug out. Albers to the outside, spike into the net by Morrell. That's something that we're seeing from Morrell right now. When she gets a nice Mortensen set, she's been able to make things happen. When it's not right where it needs to be and it's coming off of someone besides Mortensen, she hasn't been able to make the adjustment yet. 20-15 our score. Here's Riley, the junior, hitting it over. Klarner sets the middle. Mortensen pops it up. Albers bumping it up, and there, that worked for Lily Morrell that time. And this one doesn't work for the Panthers. It's given over quick by the Cougars, and it falls into the middle. 21-15 now our score in favor of Centennial. Kaylee Sendell with a 6-point advantage serving. Albers receives. Mortensen to Riley. dugout. McDonald, more than 1,000 digs in her career. Sydney Peterson, back row attack, and there she is, 22-15. Even though she was in the second set, she's been in throughout the third set. Offensively, it's been a very slow night for a young lady that had 22 kills in the last win for the Cougars coming into tonight's action. Albers receives. Ball up to the front, and a spike and kill from there for Courtney Goody. 22-16. Panthers back within 6. Probably need the run to start right about now, though, if you're the Panthers, to stay competitive in this third set. Christensen. Sydney Peterson got it up. Now it's touched over by Ashley Crowell. Ball set to the outside. Spike and kill, Kayla Hoiby. Hoiby has been fun to watch tonight. So we said the run needed to start. That's back-to-back points, and Christensen will serve again. McDonald receives. Klarner sets the right side. Jones spike. Picked up by Christensen. Kept alive, and Albers doesn't have the muscle to get it over on a wild swing. 23-17. Just 2 points separating the Cougars from a set 3 win. Maddie Peterson serves. Christensen receives. Ball given to the outside. Spike, and Maddie Peterson digs on the big Hoiby swing. Now Sydney Peterson with a big swing. Didn't get all of it. And the Panthers trying to return this one into the net. Didn't catch those blockers, and it's set point here in the third for the Cougars at 24-17. Maddie Peterson serves. Ball given to the middle, spike through the block, and the Panthers stay alive. It's 24-18 thanks to the attack by Goody. Emily playing up front right now. Albers on the serve. Ball played up to the front, and we have net contact. We do. The setter couldn't stay out of the twine. No, excuse me, that was double touch. Still on the setter, 24-19. Now the score. Albers serving. Received by Sendel. Klarner sets up Peterson. Peterson trying to finish it with an exclamation point, but it's still going. Given over free. McDonald. Klarner, back set right side, sliding to it. The spike from Crowell is picked up by the Panthers. Now a big spike, and Maddie Peterson digs it out. Sydney Peterson shot blocked back. We continue on. Maddie Peterson out of the back row. Now set to the middle, and it's touched over. Slow things down. Peterson on the outside. Spike tipped into the air by the blockers. Christensen, Mortensen, Riley spike. Played out of the back row. Sendel with the dig. Klarner up front. Sydney Peterson, soft touch, and the changeup does it. 25-19. Cougars get the win thanks to the finesse of Sydney Peterson down the stretch. So the 2-1 advantage for the Cougars. They'll try and finish in 4 when we return on North Metro TV.
We in Spring Lake Park believe in building a strong and safe community. Our city moves onward and upward.
Welcome inside Spring Lake Park High School, where they're cheering on the Cougars and Panthers tonight here on North Metro TV. And we've had a good one so far. We're headed to the fourth. Centennial leading 2-1. Let's go back through that third set. Remember, Spring Lake Park got off on the right foot. Lily Morrell from the right side, Kayla Hoiby from the outside. Those two pinching in on the Cougars to jump out to an early edge. Also getting some good work from the middle, some goody work from the middle. With that, again, a nice advantage. It wheeled down a bit. Cougars took control. They did not let go, and it's finished by that attack from Sydney Peterson. 25-19, the final score in the third. Looking at some other action out there, I know some of our soccer teams are in action. Spring Lake Park is not. Their play doesn't start until Thursday. But the Blaine girls and boys in action. The girls getting a 1-0 win over Duluth East. The boys falling to Duluth East. So 1 win over the Greyhounds, 1 loss. The girls' season continues. The boys are done. Centennial able to just barely slide by Cambridge Isani tonight, an 8-0 win in the quarterfinals. Cougars leading Coon Rapids 3-0 in the half, so there's a good chance both Centennial squads will be ready for us on Thursday night. To the action here where the Centennial Cougars take the first point. Remember, that has been the death knell. Whoever's taken the first point in each set has lost the set. So we might as well just pack it up and move to the fifth at this point. Panthers going to give away a second after a misplay. It's 2-0 Centennial here in the fourth. Serving it up for the Cougars is Kaylee Sendel. Albers falls back to receive. Christensen, and then it's given over free. Some trouble here for the Cougars. They're not going to be able to give it free, and the Panthers are on the board. It's a 2-1 score. Outside attack for the Cougars, too strong off the swing from Ashley Crowell. 2-2. Panthers have tied it up. Sydney Peterson receives, ball given to the right side. Christensen digs up to the front. Hoiby's attack is blocked back, and Riley couldn't get there in time to support. So Centennial moves back in front. It's a 3-2 lead. Cougars searching for their 17th victory of the season against just 4 losses. Really nice win percentage so far. Panthers bump it up for Hoiby. Her spike into the block. Albers gets to it, and then no one else can come behind to pick it up. Couple of plays that have died out on the right side for the Panthers. Served by Maddie Peterson. We didn't see much of Peterson last week against Blaine. Maddie has gotten a lot of run here as the Cougars give up another point. It's a 4-3 advantage for Centennial. Panthers looking for the tie. They'll get it off an ace serve from Olivia Albers. It's the only kind of ace you can get is a serve ace. 4-4 our score. Albers ready. Here, back set to the right side. What a kill from Ashley Crowell. 5-4 Centennial, courtesy of Crowell. Now she sets to serve. Christensen receives. Ball played to the outside. Nice job to get down for the dig that time by Ashley Crowell, but no second touch, and we're tied at 5. Gordon comes in for the serve. The seniors send. Played by McDonald. Klarner sets up Peterson. Christensen able to dig. It touches a light. Mortensen, Christensen gives it over. Here's Klarner flying in. Peterson will tap it over the blockers. Hoiby digs it out. Mortensen back to Hoiby, but this one into the net. Centennial inches in front, 6-5. More from Klarner. Christensen, a little rough receive, but it's given over free. Very deep. That might have been sailing out, but diving after it was Maddie Peterson. She got knuckles on it, sending it the wrong way, and we're tied at 6. So again, these later sets much more competitive. You know, the Panthers kind of shocked the Cougars in the second set to take that one, getting out to a sizable lead before hanging on in the end for a 25-23 victory. In the third, I don't think Centennial took the Panthers for granted, and I think the same is the case here. And they shouldn't, because Spring Lake Park has retaken the lead. 7 serving 6. Here's Sarah Jeanette. Maddie Peterson up to Klarner. Sydney Peterson hits it over. Some trouble. It'll be 4 touches if anyone else gets to it. They leave it alone. We're tied at 7. Sydney Peterson ready. Hard line drive serve right at Albers. She hasn't been shy about going after her. And this one misplayed by the Panthers. Cougars in front 8-7. I didn't really think about that until now. Basically, everyone serving for Centennial has gone after Christensen, except for Sydney Peterson, who keeps sending it to Albers. Oh, here we go. She floats it towards the sideline and catches the middle off guard. Emily Goody has that one roll up on her, and it's a 9-7 lead for the Centennial Cougars. Peterson looking again. She'll go hard at Albers while Albers steps in front of someone. Mortensen gives it over. Klarner to Maddie Peterson. Her spike, good for a kill. Not a lot of those for Maddie Peterson this season. And with that one, the first team to double digits here in the fourth set is the Centennial Cougars. Panthers back set to Goody, and that one sent backwards by the blocks. 11-7, Cougars up by 4. So this is their largest advantage. They're in the midst of a 5-point run that comes to an end right there, 11-8. For the Panthers, this is Alyssa Osborne coming to serve throughout the night. McDonald, Klarner, right side attack. That's a kill for Kaylee Sendel. Mortensen gives to Albers, and she'll spike it. Peterson digs. Klarner, that one touched over by Sendel. Sendel's been getting better and better throughout the course of the night. Now a 13-8 lead for the Centennial Cougars. Here a block up front by the Cougars. And they were pumped about that. Looked like Crowell was on there, and I believe Sendel as well. 14-8 in favor in Centennial. Again, they can take the match if they win this fourth set. Spike up front, finds the back corner. Good attack by the middle, Courtney Goody. Nine serving 14, Mortensen. Picked up by Maddie Peterson. Given back to her by Sydney, and she'll play it over. Mortensen, Albers, bump set, and a nice spike that time by Morrell. Maddie Peterson back on the attack. This one tapped into the air by Albers, given up front, and touched over by Morrell. Albers, Mortensen, they can't give it over. That one outside the antenna. And with that, it's a 15-9 Centennial lead. Kaylee Sendel This ball given to the front and into the net. Unable to control the body that time was Courtney Goody. 16-9. Sendel on the serve. Morrell down to receive. Goody bumps it up. Riley going deep, way too deep. 17-9 in favor of Centennial, and the Panthers ask for a timeout to chat about the situation. Quite a run right now for Centennial, looking very strong over the last 10 points or so to create some serious separation on the scoreboard between them and Spring Lake Park. If they were to take this fourth set, again, they win the match, and we move into our post-game report where we will chat with a couple of the victors. We don't want to stick around for that. If we go to a fifth, we'll do it then too afterwards with whichever team wins. Centennial returning to the floor, and they've got more of the smiles. Remember I mentioned there were some smiles on Spring Lake Park's face at the beginning of the third. They were playing well. They were coming off of that set 2 win. They still seem pretty positive on the Spring Lake Park side, but there was a frustration for Centennial when things weren't going their way. Now that they're back and doing well, yeah, there's the net call. It was a little delayed, but it seemed pretty clear to me. And with that, we move to an 18-9 score in favor of the Cougars. Sendel on the serve. Back set right side. Twisting touch over by Centennial. Goody gives it over free. Ball set to the right side, rejected. Ashley Crow with a big swing, but it is blocked back to the Cougars' side. And the Panthers pull back within 8 at 18-10. Trying to find the ball. There we go. And 3 game balls, and before tonight's match, one of them died. Like the pumping ball was broken, so it could not be reinflated. Here a spike too strong by the Cougars. 18-11. Spring Lake Park trying to get even closer. Dump. That one popped up just off the ground. Not enough. 19-11 now the score in favor of Centennial. So Maddie Peterson goes back behind the line. There's also a Caitlin Peterson on the Cougars side, although that is an S-O-N Peterson. Here a spike off the blocks. That's good for a Panther kill. 19-12. As Spring Lake Park's trying to hang around. They're going to need to do a little bit more than just hang around. Need a good run. Cougars. McDonald gives it over free. Albers. Mortensen to the outside. Hoiby's spike dug out by Maddie Peterson. Up to the front. Klarner with the dump attempt. Here's Riley spiking it. McDonald digs it out. Klarner to the front. Spike from the middle. Albers gets it. Mortensen to the outside. Hoiby with a spike off the blocks. McDonald plays it to the front. Klarner sets outside. Sydney Peterson finishes it off. (20-12) after an emphatic finish to that point for Sydney Peterson and the Cougars. Served by Crow. Given to the front. Outside attack. Nice swing by Hoiby, but it's dug out. Klarner, double touch called. 20-13. 4th or 5th time we've seen that call for her. Only seen it maybe twice. We saw it twice on the Panther side, but only once on their setter. I think Klarner's gotten all of those negative calls on her side. 13 serving 20. It's Gordon playing it over. Sydney Peterson going cross court, out of bounds. 20-14. They needed to do more than just hang around. Taking 3 of the last 4 points. McDonald barely got to that service. Now Gordon digs. Mortensen sets the middle. Little touch there, and it's popped right back over. Ball set to the outside, spike and kill. The block didn't get up in time to shut down Hoiby, and she slams it to the parquet floor. (15 serving 20). Peterson blocked out of bounds off of the Panthers. The block does not succeed, and with that, it's 21-15. Ball given back to Jaden Klarner. Second touch, not playable for anyone after that. 22-15. Cougars closing in on win number 17 this season. Christensen, Albers, Hoiby spike too strong, 23-15. Largest margin of victory for the Cougars was 25-14 in the first set, so this one is closer than that already. We'll see what we get down the stretch here. Jaden Klarner into the antenna, 23-16. The other win for Centennial was 25-19. That was in our third set just a bit ago. Sarah Jeanette, the senior, ready to serve. McDonald receives. Klarner sets the right side. Sydney Peterson with a spike off of the defender, and it's 24-16. Set point, match point. (24 serving 16). Here's Sydney Peterson. Albers receives. Back set, spike blocked back by the Cougars. They stonewall Spring Lake Park to wrap up the fourth. 25-16, the final score. Centennial does it in 4. The Cougars improved to 17-4. The Panthers dropped to 3-14. We've got our post-game show right around the corner, but you saw all the action here on North Metro TV.
North Metro TV News is your source for local stories. Highlighting the issues in your community, we bring you the news that's closer to home. Join us as we explore the stories all around us, every day at 2:30, 6:30, and 10:30.
An apple core, or potato peels, that leftover pizza you promised you'd eat.
Ew.
Those dirty napkins and paper towels.
Stop treating us like garbage.
Did you know up to 30% of what you're throwing away could be composted? Composting gives your discards new life, which can be used to improve soil. To learn more about the new organics drop-off programs available throughout the county and get your free starter kit, go to anokacounty.us/organics.
Park High School, where the Centennial Cougars pick up their 17th victory of the season, a 3-1 win over Spring Lake Park. I'm now joined by Jaden Klarner and Kaylee Sendell following their victory over the Panthers. And we're going to start here with Kaylee. Tonight, you guys get off to a real nice start in the first set. You take it. What happens in that second that slowed things down?
I think we just got a little bit too comfortable and got a little laid back. We kind of underestimated, I think, the other team, and I think it just took a while for us to get back into it.
To me, it looked like your play was at its best in the third and fourth. Do you feel like you get stronger as the match goes on?
Yes, I think so. I think we get comfortable and get in our routine, and then the connection just works a lot better.
This makes 7 consecutive wins for this squad. How are you guys feeling as you head towards the postseason?
Feeling really good. I mean, I think we're pretty confident. We're really excited to get more wins and just keep playing.
Win tonight looked good. Thank you, Kaylee. Let's chat with Jaden here. Jaden, tonight, a little change in the starting lineup. Tell me how you thought Taylor did as one of the players stepping into that lineup.
I think she stepped in really well, and I felt really comfortable with setting her, and I felt that she was going to put the ball in and wasn't uncomfortable with that she was going to make an error.
You guys took that first set. How different was it for you? Because I know a lot of your sets go to Sydney typically, and she wasn't on the floor.
It didn't feel that different. Taylor's a really strong outside, so it felt comfortable.
Let's talk about a different Peterson. Maddie got a lot of playing time. We didn't see her much in the Blaine match last week. How do you think she did?
I think she also stepped up to her role very well, and her digs were amazing tonight.
You guys having fun right now? These are a lot of wins.
Yeah, we're having so much fun.
We enjoyed watching it. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Big win for those two tonight over the Spring Lake Park Panthers. Want to thank all of you for tuning in. Thanks to our entire North Metro TV crew. That'll do it for me. My name's John Haddon. Win for the Cougars. They're 17-4 with a 3-1 victory tonight at Spring Lake Park from SLP High School. So long, everyone.